Well, I think the overall effect was very positive, 39% shooting. But I think that the big tail of tape was they didn't have a lot of turnovers late, but early on in the game, I thought we disrupted them with deflections and steals. 8 steals for us is a lot. So those are possessions that are just ended. We don't have to worry about rebounding it, although tonight rebounding wasn't much of an issue. It's certainly always a concern for us.
2 games in a row now. You had 18 the other night, 16 tonight. Offensive glass. What is working better than it has at any point this year lately?
Well, we're missing more. that has something to do with it. You know, it's hard to get an offensive rebound when you're taking it out of the bottom of the net. But I also think that I don't think there's any question. Sometimes I think it's been to our detriment. We're a team that's really grinding for everything we can get right now, and those hustle plays are maybe becoming a little more apparent.
Also, going back to what Kenny said that since he's a freshman, you guys like to get under their skin because they're a young team.
Kenny likes to do that, yeah.
Do you maybe put more emphasis on that since they are such a young team?
I put zero emphasis on it. I don't tell our guys how to interact with the other team ever. Usually less is better, in my opinion. But, boy, we sure seem to drive teams crazy once in a while, so that's fine.
When you see a young team like this kind of come unraveled when the whistles aren't going their way, how grateful are you that you have all this experience and leadership in place on your team?
Well, we're really a pretty young team if you look at us, but we've got some guys that have been through some battles, and I think that's what you're saying. I think our young guys, too, are also very composed individuals. I think guys like Jordan Dardis, Gavin Block are just really composed dudes. But Jaron sets the tone, and he never seems to get rattled at all. Yeah, I'm grateful for it, and I hope that continues because it can literally in this league make the difference between winning and losing.
What can you tell us about Doug Taylor's condition? Didn't play in the second half.
I got him in for second, didn't I? Yeah, I got him in for a real quick burst. It wasn't very long.
He had an issue with his leg.
Yeah, no, it wasn't medically related. Jason was playing so well. I think it's a toenail issue. So that tells you the severity of it. He's fine. He's ready to go. I just had a hard time taking Jason off the floor.
You mentioned Jason and Mike Lasser. Now the regular season's done. You talk about how much they've improved since Tony came along and how much they've picked up from him.
Well, it's immeasurable, and it's been the reason that we've been able to salvage what we've been able to salvage out of this season. It's funny because from a fan's perspective, and I know this because of the way I view football, I see a team as being constant throughout the course of the year. This is what we are, and in truth, you're constantly teaching and trying to evolve individually and as a team. And I can't say enough about how this group, with limited time on the floor available to us because of injury and minutes played and all that stuff, has been able to absorb things in the film room without 75 repetitions, maybe 2 or 3 repetitions out on the court. I think particularly defensively you see that. We've implemented game plans without putting a ton of wear and tear on our team, and I think that's been key. But those guys in particular obviously have made quantum leaps this year, no question about it.
How well do you think you guys are suited to handle that sometimes chippy action that happens like we saw tonight?
I think we usually end up on the right side of it. This league is unbelievable in terms of the volatility of the players in the league, and it's every night. And again, I really think that as we get along here, and some of these guys become older and older, they're gonna see that more clearly too. There have been numerous games that have changed on a dime for us this year on a technical foul the other way.
If you were to look at this from that freshman kid who had to deal with Jaron all night, what makes it so tough to be guarded by Jaron throughout the night?
Well, he's very quick laterally. He's a competitor that never, ever quits. and he's physically so very strong. I think those are the things. The other thing is he's a little bit, he plays a little bit longer than he looks. So his wingspan, his arms, he gets his hands on a lot of basketballs that maybe he wouldn't have. But he did a very good job tonight. Jordan did a very good job on him tonight. Jordan guarded him for the bulk of the last game. We just thought that Jordan's length from the help side was a little more advantageous to it. Help defense comes a little bit harder for Jaron. He's used to playing on the ball, so he's more comfortable. And him and I talked about that on Wednesday. He was guarding off the ball quite a bit, and we caught him in some tough spots. So a little more length coming from the help side with Jordy was what we were thinking. But Jaron, I mean, what doesn't he do for us? I know this. I was very interested in why he had to come out of the game when he came out. That had my attention.
What was it?
His foot was sore. Got some ibuprofen in him, he's better.
Anything else? Freshman big has 16 and 17. That's usually calls for much excitement, much ballyhooed discussion about that player's abilities, and it's become old hat for this team this year. Why is that the case with Jason Carter?
Because he doesn't get excited about anything himself. He's got 16 and 17 tonight. He's coming to the bench mad at himself, like literally visibly frustrated. I'm like, settle down. You're only heading for another double-double. Just relax. He's such a competitor. He's has such high expectations of himself. And again, with him, the beauty of it is that it doesn't come from a place that I need to get my numbers. I don't need to get this for me. He just wants to help the team win so badly. And when Tony went down, he put a lot more on his shoulders than we probably should have expected him to put on his shoulders. But he's carried it very gracefully, and he's a very gracious kid, and all he cares about at the end of the day is winning. Tonight that meant 17 rebounds, and that's 16 points, 8 for 10 from the line. Remember when we used to be a bad free throw shooting team?
You know how that talk goes away after. What was the deal with your pregame hug with Kenny Kaminsky? That looked awkward as all get out, with you trying a handshake and then hug, and you were so indecisive on a hug. That's very rare from you.
Well, I had that big flipping picture in my hand, so I was kind of, and then I'm like, why did I just shake his hand? I love the kid, so I'm sorry, I'm awkward. I'm an awkward guy. Ask my wife.
What does senior night mean for you with these three guys?
It means a lot from the standpoint that they're guys that have, well, again, I kidded about a defensive slugfest. Listen, the whole group really dedicated themselves, and the leadership comes from a lot of different places, but they did a lot of work in the offseason to make a win like this possible, because quite frankly, last year, I don't know if it was. And that's not due to any one individual. It was due to our deficiencies defensively. So to have them have their hard work pay off for them means a lot. But it also means a lot because it guarantees me that I get to spend time in Cleveland with them. And no better way to express your appreciation to another dude than spend a weekend in Cleveland.
Coach, we talked about the senior class, but what were some specific thoughts that went through your head when you saw Tony scooting up there and scooting?
That part was hard. I mean, that was hard. Think of how much fun he was to coach. Think about what we potentially left on the table with him not being able to go. And then when you get done pouting, you get back to work and figure out what you got in front of you. But I feel so bad for the kid. He's made it very clear what his time here has meant to him. And again, Tony's not the most effusive guy that way. He's not the warmest, fuzziest guy in the world. But the appreciation he has for this university, what he still had in store to deliver for this university, the unfulfilled element of it, That's not fair is a swear word in my house. I don't let my kids say it, so I won't say it. But it certainly feels like a little bit of it was ripped away from us when that happened. Now, that being said, we've got a great opportunity, and we're going into a tournament that I believe is wide open. But from my feelings toward the guy, Tony, the guy that did, when you look back at it, did everything we asked of him while he was here. We asked him to get better defensively. We were clearly a dominant defensive team early this year with him in there. We asked him to get his body in shape. All he did is lose 35 pounds. We asked him to take care of his books down the stretch here. He's going to graduate. Everything we ever asked of him, he did. And not only that, he's a lot of fun to coach. I mean, he could just do so many things out there. It's really fun being an offensive coach when he's one of the pieces that you have out there. I can promise you that. And it's pretty fun being a defensive coach when he was playing the way he was by the end of his career.